Hey everyone, Thor here. I've been having a lot of fun doing these retro videos. Decided to switch it up a bit though. Instead of doing Super Nintendo, we're going to do a PlayStation game. I think you all know what it is. I'm going to start with Metal Gear Solid. I have quite a bit to say about this game, and I just want to talk about my history with it for a bit. This is the vinyl for it. It's an awesome vinyl. It's from Mondo. This game's got great music. It's very cinematic. There's a lot of cool moments, and the score is just really, really good. Right from the beginning. I played this game probably when I was like, I don't know, maybe 8, 9, pretty young, but I first played it because of Pizza Hut used to release these demo discs for PlayStation so you could try out a bunch of different games. That's how I learned to play Tony Hawk, Pro Skater. That's how I learned about Metal Gear Solid 1. I played that demo a bunch. I got the game right when it came out. It's been one of my favorite PlayStation games ever. Over the summer was Saratoga Comic-Con. We'll be there for the November one coming up as well, but at the Saratoga one I met David Hayter. This is signed by him. It says, Thor, you're pretty good. Snake, signed by David Hayter. This is awesome. One of my favorite things I have in my collection right now. So let's take a look at it. Let's see how it holds up today. This game needed a remake more than Metal Gear Solid 3. Metal Gear Solid 3 is arguably my favorite Metal Gear game. One's a very important game for me because it really introduced me to the Metal Gear series. I mean, I played the original NES game, but that doesn't stand up to the MSX version, let alone the Solid games. Metal Gear Solid has many of the same elements as Metal Gear Solid Snake, so if you played that on the MSX, you know, it's very similar. Good thing I have the case though. There's a part of the game where you get Meryl's codec from the back of the actual case. This game can be very meta at times, which is interesting for a game that came out in 98. So on the back it says you were Snake, a government agent on a mission to regain control of a secret nuclear weapons base from terrorist hands. Lightly armed and facing an army of foes, Snake must avoid firefights in order to survive. If Snake can locate them, he can utilize advanced hardware ranging from silenced pistols to ground-to-air missiles. Enemies react to sight and sound, so stay quiet and stay in the shadows. State-of-the-art graphics, textures, transparencies, models, and explosions. Talk, gripping story with multiple endings, a truly cinematic experience. So there is a remake. There's the Twin Snakes. I've never played that version. I hear mixed things. I hear the recording's not as good. It worked really well for the PlayStation was it had CDs, so music and the voice acting sounded pretty good, and they put some effort in. David Hayter, of course, is great, and he's an amazing human if you ever meet him. My whole team got to meet him, which was really, really cool. This is one of the first really cinematic games I ever played, and a game that really had a gripping story that I really liked. I mean, of course, some things are convoluted. There's a lot of twists, maybe too many twists at times, and they throw a lot of crazy stuff at you. You know, it's Kojima stuff. You know, I love it. So many memorable moments and bosses where you just got to go up and fight a tank in a minefield. You fight a helicopter on top of a roof. You fight a bipedal tank that has nukes. And you fight some crazy characters like a psychic that looks like he's a reject from the Hellraiser movies. Fight Raven, who has got a raven tattooed on his head and a giant Gatling gun. And your brother that's a clone as well. This one, obviously, they got better as they went along. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 were both for PS2. They obviously had better graphics and really learned what they're doing. So this one, I decided to start on hard mode, which is probably a mistake because this game is tough without the radar just because your field of vision is kind of limited. Going to first person mode's not always the smoothest. Made it through. Struggled at times, but we made it happen. Eventually, I'm probably going to go back and get the achievements. I'm playing it on RetroArch, so I'm doing retro achievements. I need to get the new collection. I did platinum the collection on the PS3. A lot of cool things you can do. You know, you can tap the wall to lure guards away. You can customize, like, you can add a silencer to a gun so they can't hear you shooting somebody. You don't have to worry about hiding bodies in this one, so that's kind of nice. They kind of just disappear, which makes it easier. It's got such a cool beginning. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Just the cinematic intro with the music and how you get introduced to Solid Snake is just really, really cool moment. I've always thought stealth games were a lot of fun. I mean, I like Tenchu on the PS1 as well. I think of the PS1 stealth games, this is probably the best one. And they just got better. I would love to see a proper remake of this one because I really think this one could be really something special. Wish Kojima would be involved, but they probably won't. They'll probably hand it off to another group. Really hope Blue Point could do it. It's a game you can finish in under 3 hours. There's an achievement to do that. You can take a lot longer if you aren't sure where you're going, and it's really not that big of a game. There's not like too many areas. You do a lot of retreading, which is kind of annoying at times. Reshaping the cards is kind of an annoying part, and constantly making you go back and forth to unlock certain doors. But they made good use of it. It was really great to revisit it. Definitely recommend you check it out. Please throw this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely gonna be more movie reviews, more retro games. In the comments, let me know your favorite Metal Gear, your favorite Metal Gear moment, and give me a recommendation what I should play next. Anyway, Thor out.